Hey everyone, welcome to Currency Revalue. Tonight we're bringing you an urgent, in-the-moment briefing that could redefine a lot of people's financial lives. So listen carefully and stay focused. Breaking reports out of private banking circles are claiming that Tier 4B has gone live and that a tightly controlled 24-hour phase one exchange window has opened. That's the headline everyone's repeating in private channels tonight. Selected holders are reportedly receiving activation codes, appointment links, and being escorted to secure redemption desks. Some are even said to have walked out with confirmations and signed receipts. Before we go any further, treat everything you hear in closed channels as high-sensitivity intel, not a public government release. We'll run through the claims, what looks plausible, the immediate implications, how the process could work, the practical steps you should take right now, the risks and scams to expect, and what signals will move this from rumor to verified reality. Let's break it down slowly, clearly, and with your protection as the priority. Tonight's claim in plain terms, multiple private sources say Tier 4B redemption appointments are being issued and processed in a limited 24-hour pilot. The pilot is described as selective, coded invitations, secure portals, NDA clauses for some participants, biometric/ID checks, and structured payout options for large exchanges. Rates being whispered are reportedly well above prior expectations. We're hearing contract and structured options are on the table. Important, exact headline rates remain unverified by any central bank or mainstream financial regulator at the time of this recording. Why a pilot makes sense and why secrecy is normal. Big financial operations are almost always tested in controlled pilots before full public rollout. Banks and governments try to avoid market panic, fraud, or system overload. Secrecy protects the mechanics of implementation and helps prevent speculative front-running that could destabilize markets. That doesn't make secrecy comfortable, but is standard practice for large financial engineering efforts. What insiders say is happening in practical terms: activation codes, secure QR codes, or links that unlock appointment slots in bank portals. These are often time-stamped and geolocked. Appointment portals. Banks reportedly require printing of specific bank-issued declaration forms prior to arrival. These are often mandatory. Verification. Expect original currency notes, government ID, proof of purchase/receipt, bank statements, proof of residence, and a printed declaration form. Electronic-only submission is reportedly not accepted in many pilot centers. 2 tracks, contracted redemptions, higher, with NDAs and structured payouts, versus market redemptions, lower, immediate liquidity. Some adopt a hybrid, part contract, part market. Shock windows, short time frames with locked rates that can beat away if processing is delayed by minutes. Systems reportedly are designed to reduce liquidity shock by incentivizing speed and compliance. What this could mean, if true, personal. For holders who get through and secure contract rates, this could be life-altering. Payoffs, debt relief, investment capital, stronger family security. Macro. A successful pilot demonstrates that redemption mechanics work and that liquidity can be safely absorbed. It provides confidence to expand operations and to bring in larger flows in a controlled way. Market dynamics. Short-term volatility is likely as redemption windows open, but long-term normalization could follow once phases expand and reserve/policy safeguards take effect. Concrete, realistic examples to illustrate stakes. Example A. The prepared holder. You receive an activation code. Arrive with printed bank forms, original notes neatly bundled and labeled, government ID, bank statement, and receipt. Verification is smooth. Rate is locked within the shock window, and you leave with a structured settlement and paperwork. Example B. The unprepared holder. You receive a call, rush to the branch, but forgot a bank-issued declaration. The shock window expires. By the time paperwork is verified, your rate slumped to market level. Preparation cost you materially. The difference between these two outcomes is often minutes and documentation. Immediate steps you should take. Checklist. Do these now, not later. Documents. Gather originals, government ID, passport/driver's license. purchase receipts or transfer confirmations, recent bank statements, a utility bill or lease for proof of address. Make at least 3 hard copies of everything. Currency condition. Ensure your notes are clean and intact. Banks often reject damaged notes or apply value reductions. Organize notes by denomination in clearly labeled stacks. Bank relationship. Call your bank using the official phone number on the bank's website. Verify the existence of any portal or appointment system before responding to any forwarded texts or emails. Never call numbers provided in an unsolicited message. Technical prep. If the bank uses a portal, print the bank-issued declaration forms before you arrive. Bring printed confirmation of your appointment and the QR code in hard copy. Some centers may restrict phones at the desk. Advisory support. Line up a trusted tax advisor and, if possible, a lawyer or trust officer who understands cross-border exchanges and large cash transactions. Don't sign anything without asking about tax implications. Plan your split. Decide in advance whether you want a hybrid approach, some immediate liquidity, some contract, and what thresholds trigger each choice. This avoids emotional snap decisions during the appointment. What to expect at the Redemption Center security. Hi. Expect ID verification, bag checks, and limited or no phone use of the desk. Paperwork. You may be asked to sign NDAs, rate forms, structured payout agreements, and tax disclosures. Read before signing. If necessary, ask for time to call your advisor. Payout options. Some banks will offer structured multi-year payouts with modest interest instead of lump sums. This can reduce tax burdens and market impact, but comes with terms. Receipts and confirmations. Insist on printed, signed copies of every document. Photograph official documents only if the bank permits. Keep originals and copies securely. Fraud, scams, and social engineering. What to watch for. Never pay to secure an appointment. Legitimate banks will not ask for upfront fees to hold your spot. Be suspicious of private brokers or middlemen who promise to guarantee access for a fee. These are frequent scam vectors. Verify any email by calling the bank through its published number. Don't use phone numbers or links provided in forwarded messages. Phishing pages. If you're asked to enter credentials on a page that looks off, stop and verify with the bank. Tax and legal realities. Don't be naive. Large redemptions may trigger reporting to tax authorities. Understand your local tax rules for windfalls and foreign income. Structured payouts don't eliminate taxes. They change timing. Consult a licensed tax professional before signing long-term agreements. Trusts and estate planning can protect assets, but must be set up correctly. Banks commonly allow you to bring a legal representative. System and logistics risks. The pilot is fragile. Pilot systems can pause. If an error occurs, banks may halt the window and reschedule. That's to avoid cascading technical or compliance failures. Cross-bank synchronization may not be perfect initially. Some branches or countries might not be live even while others are. That's normal in phased rollouts. If glitches happen, don't panic. Banks will typically issue corrections and new appointments once a problem is resolved. Global context. Why parallel rollouts might be happening. Financial coordination across regions helps absorb initial liquidity in measured increments. Parallel exchanges in the US, Europe, and parts of Asia, if they're happening, indicate a coordinated global testing strategy rather than random leaks. Central banks, IMF, and major commercial banks typically coordinate protocols for cross-border liquidity to prevent shocks. Emotional hygiene. How to handle the roller coaster. Expect extreme emotion. Relief, panic, euphoria, anger. All normal. But emotional decisions are where mistakes happen. Sleep, hydrate, and bring a calm, trusted advisor to appointments. Avoid making public posts about your appointment details. Discretion protects you. What we need to see to call this verified public, official confirmations from a recognized bank domain, not forwarded screenshots. A published rate sheet or bank notice, even if caveat, from an official source. Widespread, verifiable transaction confirmations that can be audited, not just private screenshots in closed groups. Central bank or regulatory filings clarifying the legal basis or compliance standards for redemptions. If you get the activation notice, step-by-step reaction plan, verify the email/portal address by calling your bank on its official number. Print every bank document and declaration directly from the official portal. Double-check your stack of notes and ID. Bring a trusted advisor, if possible. At the desk, read everything before signing. Ask for time if you need it. Keep every sign page and a bank contact name and badge number. Leave with printed confirmations only. Do not rely on a single digital receipt. Scenarios and timelines. Realistic possibilities, best case. Pilot proceeds smoothly. Participants redeem at contract rates. System expands to additional banks and regions in sequenced phases within days/week. Middle case. Pilot has minor glitches, some appointments rescheduled. Phased expansion over weeks as systems are hardened. Worst case. Pilot reveals major issues. Authorities pause rollouts, review compliance, and postpone further exchanges. Could lead to delays measured in months. Closing. The moral and cautionary note: this is a pivotal moment. If Tier 4B is live and true, it's a historic financial operation. But the difference between success and catastrophe for individuals often rests on documentation, calm execution, and verified communication channels. Protect yourself from scams. Verify everything. Consult licensed professionals about taxes and legal implications. Prepare now. Document, organize, practice the steps, so if your activation arrives, you respond with precision, not panic. We will keep tracking official confirmations and publish verified resources in the description. If you receive a bank notice, forward the official domain and appointment link to your advisor. Don't post private screenshots in public forums that could be doctored. Thanks for watching Currency Revalue. If you found this breakdown useful, subscribe for verified updates, hit the bell, and keep your files ready. We'll continue to follow developments and bring you only the information we can verify. Stay sharp, stay safe, and act deliberately if you get the call. Disclaimer: this video explains reported developments from private sources and describes possible processes and best practices. It is not financial, legal, or tax advice. Always consult licensed professionals before making major financial decisions.